Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, well, we're shifting gears quite a bit, taking a real detour into the positive. I mean, if you've been following along, you know we often dig into problems, pitfalls, things going wrong. But the sources for this, Doug, they're all under this fantastic theme. When things go well, we're looking at idioms 69 through 73. So our mission really is to unpack these 5 specific phrases. You know, the ones about success, good luck, feeling great. And we're not just after dictionary definitions here. We want the nuance. Like, what's the real difference between, say, just feeling secure versus, well, having the whole world eating out of your hand?
Exactly. It's all about the language we used to celebrate, isn't it? And when you look at this particular group of idioms, you see they're like shortcuts. They pack so much positive meaning in just a few words. Everything from snagging a great bargain to feeling completely, totally happy. So yeah, we'll get into the context, the examples that make them memorable, and maybe why these specific phrases became the go-to ways to talk about success.
Okay, let's dive in. First up, the thrill of the deal. Idiom 69. For a song, this one feels pretty straightforward, getting something cheap. But there's more to it, right? Why a song?
Yeah, that's a good question. It goes beyond just cheap. Historically, it probably links back to how little you might pay for, say, a quick street performance, a song, or maybe sheet music, which was printed very inexpensively. The key idea isn't just low cost, it's that the value you get is way out of proportion to what you paid. It feels like a steal.
So it's not just cheap, it's surprisingly cheap for what it is. Like, you almost feel like you got away with something.
Exactly. It implies good value received.
Okay. But does it always have to be high quality? Like, could I say I bought some, I don't know, worthless junk for a song just because it was cheap?
Well, you could, technically, but that's not really how it's used most of the time. Usually there's this positive spin, you're kind of bragging, showing off the great bargain you found on something worthwhile. The sources actually give a perfect example. Someone finds this amazing chair, just perfect for their place, and they get it for a song. Why? Because it was a liquidation sale, the store just needed it gone fast.
Ah, okay, so the chair itself was good, valuable even. The price was the anomaly.
Precisely. High original value, low final price. You're often benefiting from someone else's need to sell quickly.
Right, like snapping up a bargain at an auction, or maybe a house where the owners had to move fast, and getting that great deal, that chair for a song, can really set you up nicely, can it? Which kind of leads us to idiom 72, sitting pretty.
That's a perfect transition, because sitting pretty isn't about the act of buying cheap, it's about the state you're in afterwards. It means you're in a really good spot. Comfortable, secure, definitely advantageous. It's that feeling after the deal is done or the work is finished.
Right, it sounds settled, like you're not scrambling anymore. You've arrived somewhere comfortable and you can maybe relax a bit. It feels more stable than just one lucky purchase.
Exactly. Stability is key. It suggests a certain level of security, often financial. Look at the example in the source material. Michael and Jennifer. They sold their house, got a really good price for it, and now they're sitting pretty. They've got the money, the security. They're even thinking about taking a long holiday. That's what sitting pretty allowed.
That freedom, that lack of immediate pressure.
Precisely. And you often hear it linked to big financial milestones, don't you? Like maybe someone gets an inheritance or they finally pay off their mortgage.
Oh yeah, paying off the house. That's a classic sitting pretty moment for sure. A huge weight lifted.
Totally. That foundational security lets you really feel like you're in a good, solid position, sitting pretty.
Okay, so we've covered getting a bargain and feeling secure. Let's shift focus a bit now. Outwards maybe. Towards more. Visible success. Idiom 70. Make a splash. I immediately picture someone jumping into a pool, right? Water goes everywhere. Everyone looks.
That's a great visual for it because the attention, the noticeability, that's absolutely central to this idiom. It's not just success, it's success that gets noticed. Big time.
So it's about impact and visibility.
Exactly. Impact and visibility. Now, you could ask, like, is making a splash always good? I suppose you can make a negative splash.
Sure, cause a scandal or something.
Right. But generally, when we use this idiom, we mean it in a positive, celebratory way. Think about its origins, maybe tied to social debuts way back when, making an impression. But now, it's all over business, arts, marketing, launching a product, releasing an album.
Right, you want it to make a splash, generate buzz. You don't just want it to succeed quietly in a corner. You want people talking about it.
You got it. It's about winning, yes, but winning loudly. The example we have is Andre and Jack's novel. When it came out, the sources say it made quite a splash both domestically and abroad. It wasn't some sleeper hit that gradually found readers. Nope. It landed and boom, critics, readers, everyone was talking about it. Instant impact.
That's a really clear distinction. So a small business owner who finally pays off their loans might be sitting pretty, feeling secure, but a tech startup launching a revolutionary new app at a huge conference, they want to make a splash.
Perfect contrast. One is about quiet security, the other about loud arrival. And that idea of arrival, of significant success, leads us really well into the next one. Idiom 71, have the world by the tail.
Ooh, I like this one. It sounds even bigger than making a splash. It feels like total control, like you've grabbed the world itself.
It really does convey that sense of mastery, doesn't it? You're not just successful in one thing, you're like comprehensively winning at life. Everything's going your way. You're happy, successful, just nailing it.
Yeah, like you've managed to tame this wild, chaotic thing, life, the world, and you're confidently leading it where you want it to go. Total command.
That's the feeling exactly. It's about being on top of everything. And the source gives us Marco's story. Finished school, top of his class, great start. Then immediately gets offered a fantastic job with a big accounting firm.
Wow. Okay, so multiple wins stacking up.
Right. Academic success, career success, and presumably just feeling incredibly happy and optimistic about the future. It all comes together. That's having the world by the tail.
So Marco isn't just sitting pretty financially, though he probably is. He's not just making a splash with his grades. It's bigger. It's like the universe is aligned for him.
Yeah, it's that all-encompassing feeling of success and control, like nothing can stop you.
Okay, we've hit financial wins, security, public notice, even that feeling of total life mastery. Where do we go from there?
Well, the list takes us somewhere really interesting and very personal. Idiom 73, feel like $1 million. Yes. This is a fantastic one to end on because it shifts the focus entirely inward, doesn't it? It's not about your bank account or your job title or how much attention you're getting. It's simply about how you feel.
Right. Feeling wonderful, healthy, energetic, just absolutely top-notch in yourself.
Exactly. Your absolute best, physically and mentally. But isn't it interesting that we use a monetary value? $1 million.
Yeah.
Why that specific link?
That is interesting. It's like we're saying the ultimate wealth, the thing worth the most, is actually feeling good, your own health and energy.
I think that's spot on. It suggests that no amount of external success or money can truly compare to just feeling fantastic in your own skin. Health is wealth, literally in this phrase.
It elevates your internal state to the highest possible value.
And the anecdote we have for this one really drives that home. It's about Nick. He'd had a pretty serious knee operation. Now, afterwards, he apparently still had a bit of a limp, so externally, maybe not perfect.
Okay.
But when someone asked him how he was doing, he said he felt like $1 million.
Even with the limp. Why?
Because the pain was gone. That constant debilitating pain he'd been living with, totally gone. And that relief, that subjective shift from constant discomfort to just not hurting. That feeling was so incredibly valuable to him, he reached for the biggest number he could think of. $1 million.
Wow. That really highlights the difference. It's purely about the internal experience, isn't it? What feels good to you.
Absolutely. It's that feeling maybe you get after a really, really good night's sleep, you know? Or after a massage where all the tension just melts away. That purely physical and mental sense of well-being.
Yeah, you could be making a huge splash at work, getting promotions, whatever. But if you're exhausted or your back aches constantly, you definitely don't feel like $1 million.
Not a chance. This idiom gets right to that core feeling of personal wellness as the ultimate prize. Hashtag tag outro.
So that's our 5 idioms for today. A really uplifting journey, actually. From finding that amazing bargain to just feeling physically fantastic.
Yeah.
We started with, for a song, getting great value for hardly any money. Just a brilliant deal.
Which can definitely help you end up sitting pretty, right? In that comfortable, secure position, often financially.
Then we move to the more outward-facing stuff. Make a splash, that high-impact success that gets everyone's attention, creates a buzz, and the peak of external achievement, maybe. Have the world by the tail, when just everything seems to be going right for you. Total success, total happiness.
And we wrapped it all up with the internal measure, feel like $1 million. That subjective, wonderful feeling of health, energy, and just wellness.
Yeah, they're all shortcuts, really. Ways to quickly describe these big, positive situations or feelings. Super useful in everyday conversation. But, you know, looking at all 5 together, thinking about the journey from external markers to internal feeling, it does raise a bit of a question, doesn't it?
Oh. Well, it makes you wonder how we truly measure success, or maybe how we should measure it. Is it ultimately about those external things, the money that lets you sit pretty, the attention you get when you make a splash, or is the real end game that internal state, that feeling fantastic, feeling like $1 million, regardless of what's happening on the outside? Where does the truest sense of things going well actually live? Something for you to think about.